Yeah, what lies beneath us and what lies before us is small in comparison to what lies within us. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Now, I want to tell you a story. There was a great Cherokee chief, and he was sitting one night with his grandson, and they were sitting in front of a fire, stars all over the sky, beautiful evening. And he looked at his grandson, and he said to his grandson, there's a great battle that is waging inside of me right now, and it's a battle between two wolves. And the first wolf, he is an evil wolf. And he tells lies and deceit. And he also is rude and arrogant at times. And the second wolf, he is a good wolf. He is happy, he is humble, he's generous, he's genuine. And he also has great wisdom. And he is a wolf of abundance, and he gets give. So the two of them sit there for a little while. And finally, the grandson breaks the silence, and he says to his grandfather, "Which wolf wins?" The grandfather hesitates, or he pauses for a little bit, and he looks at his grandson, and he says, "The one you feed." Which wolf are you feeding? Which wolf are you looking at every day? The greatest gift you can give to you is being the best you. How do you be the best you? The greatest gift you can give to you is being great in your community. The greatest gift to you can give to your friends is being the best you. It makes a huge difference. How do you be the best you? How do you come out? It's like an iceberg. It's a great metaphor. See, 10% of the iceberg's on the surface, 90% of the iceberg is underneath the surface. How do you tap into that huge potential below the surface? How do you become the best you? Today, you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Dr. Seuss. If you think about it, when you get on an airplane, what's the first thing that they do? They go through and they show you the safety procedures, right? And they don't say, "Hey, you know what? Put the oxygen mask on the small children beside you, oxygen mask on the elderly person beside you." They say, "Make sure you put that oxygen mask on you first. Take care of you first. You have to be able to take a breath. You have to be able to step back." It's the same in life. It's true in life. You have to be able to step back. Now, right now, you're having a conversation with yourself. Right now, you're having another conversation with yourself. As a matter of fact, if you want to go up to people at any point in time and walk up to them and just say, "How's that conversation going?" They're going to think that's a little bit strange, but it's true. See, on an average day, the average human has anywhere from 25,000 to 50,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot. That's a lot. And what are you programming into your personal computer? Is it positive? Is it negative? We're going to go in both areas, right? Positive and negative at different times. What are you programming into your personal computer? What are you saying to you? How do you make a difference? How do you feel good about you? And I'm not saying you have to jump up and down and go crazy. You have to create your style. But here's the thing. If you can't get excited about you, why should I? Why should I get excited about you? I mean, you've got to get excited about you. You've got to get excited about your service, your product, everything you do. It's true in life. Get excited. Feel good about you. I use my name as my acronym in life for what I do and why I do what I do. And that's just simply Tim. I touch, inspire, and move. I touch, inspire, and move people to take action on their passion and their goals. That's my big why. That's my purpose. It's not just the what, it's the why. What's your purpose? What's your big why? How are you creating that for people? You also got to look at who. Who's going to help you? Who's on your dream team? Who can make a difference for you? Dream team, what I mean by a dream team is the people around you that are going to have a huge impact. And the people you hang around with most of the time, that's who you become. And I always like to talk about eagles. Eagles are the people who soar, the people of wisdom, the people who have done it before. If you want to be an eagle, you got to hang with the eagles. You got to soar with the eagles. You got to fly with the eagles. Ask the eagles. Anything you want to do, anything you want to be, anything you want to see, people are already doing it or they've done it before. Go to the eagles, ask them. And if they don't want to help you, guess what? They're not eagles. Eagles get give. Eagles get making a difference for other people. Now, we are pack animals. We have been pack animals for millions of years. Until 10,000 years ago, when we had the agricultural revolution, we hung around in small packs because that's the only way we could survive as hunters and gatherers. So huddle up. Huddle up. We work better as teams. Theodor Geisel. Theodor Geisel, he's one of the greatest philosophers that ever lived. He's an amazing philosopher, absolutely brilliant, and a lot of fun too. A lot of us don't know who Theodor Geisel is. Well, this will help you. Dr. Seuss. Oh, the Places You'll Go, one of the greatest books ever written on life. And this is a little bit scary. And by the way, it's one of the top books given to graduating college and university students in the U.S. One of the top books. Great book on life. I've memorized the whole book. That might be a little bit scary to some of you, but I kind of like Dr. Seuss. I'm not going to do the whole book, but let me do the first few pages. He starts off and he says, congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Seuss gets it. He gets it. It's all about choice. It's all about choice. He goes on in the book and he talks about fear, rejection, and failure, indispensable prerequisites for success. As long as you learn from it, because it's just experience. Experience is success. And then he ends the book and he says, yes, you will succeed. Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. It's not 100%, but you can get pretty close. He talks about the waiting place too. Who hasn't hung out in the waiting place? We've all hung out in the waiting place. Number one rule for abundance and success in life. This is the number one rule. And it simply just goes like this. Give. Give. And it's an attitude. It's an attitude. If you go into a situation with the attitude of, what can I do for you? If it's a few people or a group of people, how do you think it's going to go? I know how it's going to go. It's going to go really well. Because that's the attitude to go into situations with. Most people go into the situation with, what can you do for me? That's called take. That's take. You got to give. You got to put it out there. And you know what? A lot of people say, if I'm always give, how do I get? I'm not saying you don't get, but giving starts the receiving process. It gets everything going. Now, there's lots of gives. There's lots of gives that you can go. And, some of my favorite are the present, be in the present. See, the past is history, the future is a mystery. Today is a gift, that's why they call it the present. The only thing you can ever control is right now. You learn from the past. We plan for the future because you can't hit a target you can't see. But the present is the key. Be in the present. What are some other great gives? Smile. Thank you. Please. Laugh. Collaborate. Those are all great gifts. I mean, the classic gifts are obviously charity, money, time. But here's one of my favorite. And if you ever get confused with this one, just look in the mirror. Because your anatomy will help you on this one. You're born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them proportionately. As a matter of fact, double up on the ear quotient and listen 4 times as often as you speak. People think when they're talking, they control the situation. Au contraire, it's not true. The person who asks good questions and listens controls every situation. Ask good questions and listen. A lot of people will call it networking. I like to call it net giving. See, net giving takes the work out of networking. It's a great philosophy, great attitude to carry yourself through life. Milkshakes. I love chocolate milkshakes. And when I get, I love to test out hotels, their customer service. When I get there, I usually get up to my room and I order room service, I'll call down and I'll ask for a chocolate milkshake. Now, a lot of these hotels don't have chocolate milkshakes or they don't have it on their room service. So if it's a Four Seasons or a Ritz, they get it, anticipate the customer's needs, they'll make sure you get that. But a lot of hotels won't do it, so I'll call up and I'll say, could I have a chocolate milkshake? And they say, we don't have chocolate milkshakes. So I just say, okay, well, help me out here. Do you have any chocolate sauce and any chocolate powder? Yes, we do. Do you have any vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream? Yes, we do. Do you have any milk? Yes, we do. Do you have a blender? Yes, we do. Could I please have a chocolate milkshake? So sometimes that works. It doesn't always work. And I've gone down and made milkshakes too, and some hotels call me the milkshake man. You know, I put myself out there. Let me tell you another quick story. My wife and I frequent Sandals on a pretty regular basis. And this one resort is in Exuma in the Bahamas. And they get service. So this is about 3 years ago. The first day we were there, we went in at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I was getting a latte for my wife. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I love chocolate milkshakes. So I walk in, three young girls standing there. Christiane was the girl in the middle, big smiles, all of them. And they said, what would you like? I'd like a latte for my wife. That's great. And how about you? Well, you know what? I'd like a chocolate milkshake, but I don't usually do them at 6 in the morning. So they said, why don't you come back at noon? So I came back at noon, I walked in, all three of them great big smiles. Christiane looked at me and said, would you like your chocolate milkshake? As a matter of fact, I would. Would you like us to put a banana in it? That would be great. Please put a banana in it. At least I can pretend it's somewhat healthy then. So she didn't have a banana. She had to go to another place in the resort, came back, made a great milkshake. Then she blew me away. She looked at me and she said, would you like a milkshake every day? She anticipated. And I said, as a matter of fact, I would. So I became the milkshake man. Around the resort, when I walked in there, it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. Here's what I'd like to throw out to you. What are your milkshake moments? How do you create those great moments, those great milkshake moments? You can have anything you want in life if you help enough people get what they want in life. The more people you help be successful in life, the more successful you will be. Let me just finish it off with this. Life is an echo. What you send out comes back. If you send it out in abundance, it comes back in abundance. Keeps coming back. It bounces, it ricochets. Thank you very much for your time.